Everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well and had a good day on Friday, whether it was a winning day, a losing day, or somewhere in between. There was a lot to learn from Friday's price action. So let's rewind and understand how Nifty moved one bar at a time. Going into the day, we have been in a strong bull trend since 7th of April here. We have a lot of gaps, a strong bull micro channel, as well as consecutive bull bars, good follow throughs, bull bars closing near the highs. Also, we broke out above this previous swing high of 25th March, as well as had follow through here. I was expecting the market to continue this rally all the way to the start of this bear channel high, which was somewhere around 24,850. However, look at the next three bars here. Dojis, small bodies, tails at the top and bottom of the bar. This indicates that the bulls are hesitating to buy somewhere high in this bull trend. Also, we are far away from EMA. Whenever the market is above the moving average, is far above from the moving average, the bulls want the bars to look more than average if they want to buy this far from the moving average. Is this more than average bars? Look at the three bars here. We are in a bull trend. We are at the top of the bull trend. However, three dojis, hesitation, far from EMA. Looks like the bulls are hesitating here. 3-day trading range bars, and I was expecting more sellers above and buyers below, somewhere near the bottom of this 3-bar trading range, which is somewhere near 24,070. Also, if you look at the hourly chart here, since 7th of April, we have been in a strong small pullback bull trend. There are small pullbacks, one or two bars, and the market was continuing to go up. However, even when the trend looks this strong, even though the trend is a small pullback bull trend, we have been above EMA for almost 55 hours here. So whenever in a strong small pullback bull trend, the market is above EMA for more than 50 bars, the bulls usually prefer to buy a pullback somewhere around the EMA. Let me give you some examples. A few examples on the 5-minute chart. The same thing applies on the 60-minute chart as well. This is 21st of April. This was also a very strong small pullback bull trend. However, we were above EMA for almost 47 bars here. Though it is a very tight bull channel, a small pullback bull trend, but whenever it is above EMA for almost 50 bars, it usually pulls back to EMA before looking to reverse back up. And look what happened here. We pulled back to EMA, the bulls should have come in, but instead we got a bear breakout here and the market entered a trading range for the rest of the day. Let me give you another example. Here, 2nd of Jan. This is a very strong small pullback bull trend. We rallied for almost 20 bars here. We pulled back to EMA. Also here, if you see, we rallied for almost 31 bars here. We pulled back to EMA. So it is very rare for the market to stay above EMA for more than 50 bars. Maybe I have one more example. Wait. Here, 26th of July, we opened somewhere here. We were in a strong small pullback bull trend for almost 55 hours. But however, after around 50-55 hours here, look at the hesitation here. The bears managed to get a scalp down somewhere to EMA, and the bulls look to resume the bull trend somewhere from EMA. So this is what usually happens. So on the 1 hour time frame, we have been above EMA for almost 50 hours. The EMA was around 24,185. We did pull back somewhere close to that on 24th of April, but we did not test it clearly. So going into the day, I was expecting the market to go sideways to down somewhere near the 1 hour EMA and then reverse back up. Okay, let's begin with the 5-minute chart now. I have a few magnets drawn here. The most obvious ones the previous day high and the previous day low. I also marked the 1 hour EMA. Like how I discussed, if the market did open flat or gap up, I was expecting the market to go down to 1 hour EMA before finding buyers. Also, since it was Friday, last day of the week, so I've also marked the open of the week and the low of the week. The weekly support and resistance are important magnets on Friday. Okay, So what if you did not see the 1 hour time frame, the daily chart, and you want to analyze the market based on the chart in front of you? Yeah, that is still a reasonable thing to do. So if you look at the 5 minute chart here, we have a triangle here. So we were in a strong bull trend since past so many days, and we have a triangle. A triangle late in a bull trend is usually a final flag. Yes, this is a breakout mode situation. We might get a 50% chance we might get a bear breakout, 50% chance we might get a bull breakout. But if we do get a bull breakout, since this is late in a trend, it will usually be a final flag and we will reverse back down. So even the 50-minute chart was signaling that the market will, if we do open gap up or if we do open flat, we might reverse back down somewhere near the previous day low, near the 1 hour EMA, before finding buyers. Yeah, first bar of the day, big bull bar, but we have a tail at the top of the bar. We broke out above the previous day high. Instead, we even broke out above this triangle high. But we have a big tail at the top of the bar. This indicates that there were sellers selling all limit orders above the previous day high as well as above the triangle high, because of which we reversed back down. However, the bar is too big. First bar of the day, bull bar and almost 100 points tall. So I suspect at least a small second leg up likely. I do want to get short somewhere in this. It is a good area to get short for the bears, but we need a double top. We need at least a second entry short before taking a sell signal here. Second bar of the day, bear inside bar, closing near its low. So if you were a bull and you bought the close of bar one, how are you feeling right now? You are clearly disappointed, and you would look to exit break even. So I suspect buyers below bar two low. These are the buyers who will scale in and will look to exit break even at the close of bar one or near its high. So I suspect the sellers somewhere near the close of bar one and all the way to the top of bar one, and I suspect the buyers below. Bar three, look what happened. Tail at the top of bar three high, and this is an indication that the buyers who bought the close of bar one and who were disappointed by bar two are exiting right here. Bar three is also micro double top with bar one high. However, this is not a sell signal bar. It is a weak sell signal bar. Yes, it's a micro double top, but the signal bar is not as strong. Higher probabilities to wait for a sell signal bar closing near its low, breaking below this neckline, and then go short, which is what we got on bar 4. Bear bar closing near its low, broke below the neckline of this micro double top. Looks like we are going lower. I suspect buyers somewhere near the previous low and near the 1 hour EMA. And I suspect the sellers selling the close of bar 4 and below the bar 4 low. Bar 5, good follow through for the bears. Looks like we are going lower, at least near the previous low. Bar 6, another bear bar. However, there's a big tail at the bottom of the bear bar. This indicates me that there were buyers coming at the 1 hour EMA. So right now, if I was short, I will look to scalp out somewhere here. Yes, it's a strong sell. Yes, it's a strong sell off. It is possible that we might get a second leg down, but I suspect a sideways movement here. On the daily chart, we have been in a strong bull micro channel. I suspect buyers below the low of the previous day low. Also on the 1 hour time frame, we were in a small pullback bull trend. So I suspect buyers somewhere near the 1 hour EMA. So more likely sideways here. If I were short, I will scalp out and I will look for a second entry buy setup somewhere near the 1 hour EMA. More likely buyers below. However, look what happened on bar 7 and bar 8. We have a strong bear breakout and we have a strong follow through here. This is a surprise. This is a strong bear surprise. The bulls who were expecting to buy somewhere here and who were buying on limit orders near the 1 hour EMA are trapped right now. This is a surprise. This is a low probability event. The probability favored the bulls here to either go sideways or reverse back up, but a strong bear breakout as well as follow through took everyone by surprise. And whenever a low probability event happens, the market usually gives a big reward. That is how the trader's equation works, right? Whenever you have a high probability, you get a small reward. And whenever there is a low probability thing, you get a big reward. And this is one of those low probability event. And this has confirmed that we are possibly going down somewhere near the open of the week or somewhere near this triangle low. Also, we broke out below this double top here. So possible measure move down all the way to 24,066. Sell the close bear trend. So more likely sellers at the close of bar 8 as well as below. Bar 9, another sell the close bear trend. Looks like we are going down. Yes, we are right at the measure move target, but this is too strong for the buyers to buy. Looks like we will fall further. Bar 10, big bear bar. We fell below this measure move target. However, no matter how strong this bear bar is, it is late in this sell the close bear trend. We are in a 7 bar sell the close bear trend, and this is the biggest bear bar of all the bars, of all the prior bars. This makes me think there are more likely buyers below. Also, we are right near the open of the week here. So more likely exhaustive sell climax and buyers below the low of bar 10 rather than sellers here. And whenever there is a possible sell climax, we might reverse all the way to the top of bar 10. However, one more point to note here is this is a major bear surprise. We fell for almost 370 points here. Usually, whenever there is a strong move down, look, like what happened here. Whenever there is a strong move down here, we usually get a second leg down. However, this move is not just strong, it's a major bear surprise. And when there is a major bear surprise, we usually get 3 legs down, not just 2 legs down, but 3 legs down. Yes, there might be buyers here, but I suspect there will be sellers on every pullback here, expecting at least 3 legs down. Also, the low of the week is so close, and we sold so sharply here, we might get all the way down to the low of the week here. So I suspect the sellers on pullback, taking the market all the way down to the low of the week. This is an exhaustive sell climax, but this is too strong of a major bear surprise. It is a strong bear micro channel as well. So any pullback here will find sellers. Bar 10, bar 11, bad follow through for the bears. Confirmation that this is an exhaustive sell climax. We might reverse back up all the way to the top of the sell climax high. But I also suspect the sellers on every pullback here. So more likely buyers below and sellers above. Bar 12, bull bar. However, we are so close to the bar 10 high that I suspect the sellers above bar 12 and near the bar 10 high. Bar 13, doji, not a high probability low and sell signal bar. More likely we might go sideways here. Bar 14, another doji bar. Looks like we are entering a tight trading range. And after a sell climax, we expect 2 legs up. So more likely buyer somewhere below. However, the bars are not all that strong. It is confusing. And I expect the market to go sideways. However, bar 15, big bear breakout bar. Can I sell below the low of this bar? Look at this. It is a possible parabolic wedge bottom. We are somewhere near the bar. We are near the low of the week. Also, this bar is forcing me to sell too low in a possible bear channel. It is possible that this is a bear spike. We pull back and it is a possible bear channel, but this bar is forcing me to sell too low. I will wait for a follow through bar. If we do get a strong follow through below the low of bar 15, I will look to sell lower. However, I suspect the buyers below for now. Look what happened on bar 16. Bad follow through for the bears here. Also, the bulls who bought below the bar 11 low have been able to make profit here. They bought below the bar 11 low and bought and scaled in lower and were able to make profit here. So whenever the trend looks strong, however, the bulls have been able to make, if the bulls are able to make profit, the trend is not as strong as it seems. So if you want to short, you should look to sell on a pullback, more likely buyers below and sellers above. This looks like a bear channel to me right now. We have a lower low here. If we do make a higher low somewhere around this trend line, that will confirm that the market is in a spike and channel bear trend. So buyers below the low of the week and below the prior lows and sellers somewhere near this trend line. Bar 18, we are near the trend line, low and short signal. However, the signal bar is not that strong. I need a bear bar closing near its low. Bar 19, bull inside bar. However, weak bull rally, more likely sellers above. This is a zone where the sellers will prefer to sell near the trend line high. However, need a bear bar closing near its low for a higher probability sell, which is what we got on bar 20. Bear bar closing near its low. Let me get rid of this open of the week now. We are so close to the low of the week that we might get there. So this is a bear channel, and in a bear channel, you are looking to sell pullbacks near the trend line high. This is a pullback, and now we also have a bear bar closing near its low. Reasonable short here below bar 20 low, but only for a scalp. Possibly buyers below the low of bar 16 and near the low of the week. Bar 9, bar 21, bad follow through for the bears, but looks like we might go below bar 16 low before we find buyers. Bar 22, another bear bar closing near its low. However, we got a bear breakout here, bad follow through. Bear breakout bar here, bad follow through. And now another bear breakout bar here. What do you expect will happen next? Bad follow through is most more likely. Also, we broke below the bar 11 low and we reversed back up here. And now we are breaking below the bar 16 low here. What do you think will happen here? We most likely will reverse back up at least above the bar 16 low and will close the gap. Also, like how I had discussed before, we had a major bear surprise on open, and I was expecting not just 2 legs down but 3 legs down, and we have 3 legs down now. So bulls will look to buy low, and bears will look to sell on a pullback here. As a bear, I will be looking to sell a more complex pullback now, maybe somewhere near the EMA, maybe a low 2 or a wedge bear flag, because we are late into the trend. So more complex pullback is needed for the bears to take a shot now. Bar 23, double top, double bottom with bar 16 low, also wedge bottom with bar 11 and bar 16. However, this is too big of a bar for the bulls to buy in this steep bear trend. So I suspect the sellers above and buyers below. Bar 24, bad follow through for the bulls, weak follow through, not just bad. Also, we are near this bull bear trend line. So I suspect more likely sellers above. However, if I want to short here, but I am looking to sell on a more complex pullback, a low 2 short, or a wedge bear flag somewhere near EMA and not below bar 24 low. Bar 25, big bear bar, again breaking out below the prior bar low. However, we broke below the prior bar low here, we reversed back up. We broke below here, we reversed back up. And we are breaking out below again, somewhere near the low of the week. I suspect buyers below. And I suspect the sellers after a most complex pullback here. Bar 26, bull bar. However, weak bull reversal bar, small bull body, not a high probability bet buy yet. However, I suspect the sellers somewhere higher, near this swing high or near this bar 18 swing high, and buyers below. Not a high probability buy here above bar 26 high. High probability to wait for a second entry long. Bar 27, okay entry bar for the bulls here. More likely buyers below and sellers somewhere near this swing high or somewhere near this swing high. Bar 28, bear signal bar, low and short sell signal bar. However, we pulled back here and we had a low and short and we reversed back down. We pulled back here, we had a low and short, we reversed back down. We pulled back here, again we had a low and short and we reversed back down. But this is just too late. We had 3 low and sell signals, we reversed back down, and we are right now late in a bear trend. I suspect buyers below. The sellers will look for a more complex pullback somewhere near EMA or at least a low 2 before looking to go short. So more likely buyers below bar 28 and sellers above, which is what we got. Buyers below. Looks like we are going higher. Bar 30. The bulls got a second entry buy setup here. However, they should not have let this happen. Low to short, bar 30, good sell signal bar. Looks like we might break out below. Reasonable swing shot for a possible breakout below the bar 26 low and a possible measure move down. Also, we are clearly ignoring this measure move here. We might go for this measure move. We are right there, 879. However, we reversed from the measure move target and now we have a low to short. This is a reasonable swing shot for a possible break below the bear channel low and a possible measure move down all the way down to 23,712. But the bears need a strong breakout below bar 26 low and a follow through. We have a breakout here. The bears need a breakout, a follow through bar here. A follow through here will confirm that we are possibly going all the way down to 23,712. However, bad follow through here. So again, looks like the channel is continuing. And we are possibly not getting this measure move down. More likely sellers above and buyers below. Can you buy above bar 32 high? Looking at the past two bars, we have two big bear bars closing near its low. The bulls will need more of a second entry buy setup before looking to buy above this. So a low probability buy, more likely sellers above and buyers below. Weak entry bar for the bulls here, weak doji. I need a second entry buy setup here, which is what we got on bar 34. We went below the bar 33 low, a low one sell signal bar, but we found buyers instead, and now we have a higher low double bottom with bar 32 low, bull bar closing near its high, a reasonable buy here for a scalp at least until EMA. Okay, follow through for the bulls here, bar 35 and bar 36. Looks like we broke out above this bear trend line high. And now we have consecutive 5 bars, 5 bull bars here. Yes, we are near EMA. We have been below EMA for almost 20 bars. And it is possible that the next bar might be a sell signal bar and a possible 20 EMA short signal here. However, we have 5 consecutive bull bars here. Let's expect more likely sellers below, buyers below, and sellers after a possible second leg up. Good follow through for the bulls. We have a breakout here, and we have a follow through on the bar 37 here. Looks like we are going higher. We also be breakout above this bear channel high. It is possible that we might go all the way to the start of this bear channel here. Bar 38, bear inside bar. But after 6 consecutive bull bars, what do you expect is more likely? We have a bear channel. We made a wedge bottom here. We broke out below the wedge bottom. We went for 2 legs down. And now we are reversing back up. At least 2 legs up are likely. And after 6 bull bars, there are more likely buyers below bar 38 than sellers, which is what we got here. Bar 39, high one buy signal bar. Looks like we are going higher after such a strong rally here. Second leg up is likely. So more likely buyers below and sellers after a second leg up somewhere near the bear channel high. Bar 40, looks like we are entering a tight trading range here, but too many bull bars. Tight bull channel, more likely buyers below. Bar 41, strong bull breakout. Now we have 2 strong legs up. However, this is just too strong bull channel, too tight of a bull channel here. So more likely buyers below and sellers somewhere near the bear channel high. Looks like we are going higher. Bar 42, strong bear bar. Also a double top with this bar high. Bar 18 high. Lower high double top with bar 18 high. However, this is too tight. To sell here, I would want a breakout below this bull trend line here, a tight bull channel. So I would want a bear breakout below that, a pullback, and then a second entry short. This is just too tight. So low probability to go short below the bar 42 low. It is a lower high double top, but the channel is too tight for me to short here. More likely buyers below and sellers after a possible third leg up. This is possible first push up, second push up. The buyers might get a third push up. Bar 43, bull inside bar. Looks like we are going higher. Bar 44, another bull bar. Closing near its high, good follow through for the bulls. Small pullback bull trend, tight bull channel. We might go all the way to the top of this bear channel high. which we did on bar 45. Strong bull channel. We have a lot of bull bars here. We had six consecutive bull bars here, three bull bars here. We have another three bull bars here. Relentless buying is going on. Strong buying pressure here. We reversed from the low of the week here. Open of the week was somewhere here, and we reversed back up from there. Yes, we are near the bear channel high, but this is just too strong. I suspect buyers below and sellers only after a strong bear breakout of this bull channel low. Bar 46, another bull bar, four consecutive bull bars here. Yes, this is a weak follow through, but it is still a bull bar. Relentless buying going on. So, what is happening right now? We had a strong bear trend on open, strong bear spike pullback, and then a strong bear channel here. We are reversing back up. This does look like a bull leg in a trading range. However, these are just too many bull bars here. I suspect that the market might go all the way to the midpoint of the day here. Let me mark it for you. And let me get rid of all these lines here. I don't want to have too many lines on my chart here. It distracts me from all the important ones. Okay, so this is the midpoint of the day here. We had a huge sell-off on open, and now we have a lot of consecutive bull bars here. Relentless buying has been going on. This is a very tight bull channel, a small pullback bull trend, and this makes me think that the bulls would want the bar on the daily chart to close above its midpoint. Why is midpoint important? So yeah, if the bar on the daily chart closes below its midpoint, it is a bearish bear bar. And if it closes above its midpoint, it means that the bar is not as bearish and the bulls were able to reverse it back up. And it makes it more of a bull reversal bar on the daily chart. So right now, this is going to be a fight between the bears and the bulls. The bears had a strong bear reversal here. Strong bear. So this is going to be a strong fight between the bulls and the bears here. The bears had a strong bear spike and a channel, and they would want the bar to close as low as possible, at least somewhere near the open of the week. Let me get rid of the low of the week here. And the bulls, on the other hand, with all this bull bars coming in, would want the bar to close, the daily time frame bar to close above its midpoint, and make it a reversal bar here, make it less bearish, and close above its midpoint. Also, we broke above this lower high double top, so I suspect the market to go for a measure move up somewhere near 150. More likely buyers below bar 46 low and sellers somewhere near the midpoint of the day at minimum or near the measure move target. Bar 47, another bull bar. Yes, it does look weak, but it is a small pullback bull trend. We have body gap here, we have a gap here, and we have a tight bull channel and small pullbacks. So at minimum, I expect the sellers to not come until the midpoint of the day here. We are near the bear channel high, but this is just too tight. At minimum, the sellers will look to sell somewhere near the midpoint rather than sell here in this tight bull channel. Bar 48, another bull bar. Looks like we are going higher. Bar 49 and bar 50. Tight bull channel still, more likely buyers below and sellers above. We have a bear bar closing on its low. However, we had a wedge stop here. We broke out above it. And this is another bull rally here. Looks like we might get at least a second leg up. So more likely buyers below bar 51 low than sellers. Bar 52, bull bar closing near its high. And we are so close to the midpoint of the day here that the buyers might get there. 6 consecutive bull bars here, 3 consecutive bull bars here, almost 7 consecutive bull bars here. Relentless buying has been going on. I guess the market will close somewhere near the midpoint of the day, above the midpoint of the day, rather than close near the open of the week or near the low of the day. Bar 53, bear reversal bar. Looks like a parabolic wedge here, but this is just too tight. Not high probability sell signal below bar 53 low. I suspect bias below. The only reason, the most obvious reason is that the channel is just too tight and it is a small pullback bull trend. And we are so close to the midpoint of the day here that we might get there. So more likely sellers somewhere here and buyers below. Bar 54, bull inside bar, looks like we are going higher. Bar 55, another bull bar closing near its high. However, yes, this is a small pullback bull trend. However, the bulls need to have bull bars, a strong bull breakout above this, the midpoint of the day, to make me think that we might continue to keep going higher and reverse all the way to the day high. I suspect the market to neutralize here. Also, we are close to the measure move target of this double top with bar 18 high and bar 42 high that we might get there, which we did until bar 58, 57 here. So double top, measure move target, small pullback bull trend. We broke above the midpoint of the day here. We have two good bull bars here and a tight bull channel. It is possible that we might continue to keep rallying up, but the bulls need a breakout above this measure move target. Bar 58 looks like the bulls are booking profits here, but this is still a strong small pullback bull trend. More likely buyers below, somewhere near EMA and midpoint of the day. However, strong bear breakout. Strong bear breakout bar. Looks like we might not go far above the measure move target up, and we might not go all the way to the high of the day. Then we might just go sideways, somewhere near the midpoint of the day. This was just too strong of a rally, so I still expect the market to close somewhere near the midpoint of the day and above the midpoint of the day and make the bar on the daily chart less bearish rather than reverse back down to the open of the week. Bar 60, have one buy signal bar, double bottom with bar 51 low. More likely, we might rally all the way up to the midpoint of the day. This is a reasonable buy, but we are late in the day. It is almost 2 p.m. here. So any buy here will only be for a scalp to the midpoint of the day. Bull bar closing near its high, but looks like the bulls will scalp out of the longs here rather than have a strong bull breakout above the swing high. Bar 58 high. The bad follow through on bar 62 confirms that the bulls are scalping out their longs here. More likely sellers above, buyers below, and we might just enter a trading range, a tight trading range until the end of the day here. Bar 64, another bear bar closing near its low. However, we are right near EMA and we are right near midpoint of the day. I suspect buyers below. And bad follow through confirm that. A high to buy setup, but a doji buy signal bar. Not a high probability buy setup yet. And we are just too late into the day. I need a strong bull bar if I want to buy here, or else I will just let the market do. I will just let the market go. Even if it does fall here, I will let someone else make the money and I will not take the trade here. I expect the market to close above the midpoint of the day. Another doji. Looks like we are entering a tight trading range here. Bar 67, good buy signal bar, double bottom, a low double bottom with bar 60 low. Also a wedge bull flag here with bar 53 low. And a big high to buy setup here. A reasonable buy, but only for a scalp somewhere near the midpoint. I do not expect a strong buy the close bull rally here. I expect the market to close somewhere above the midpoint of the day. So this is only a reasonable scalp buy. Stop below bar 67 low and a scalp up to midpoint of the day here. Bar 68 bull bar, looks like we are going in closing above the midpoint of the day. Bar 69 bear bar closing on its low, not a high probability short. We are right now in a tight trading range here. So look to buy low and sell high. And we are just too late into the day. It is almost 3 p.m. here. Bar 70, another small bar, tight trading range possible. More likely we will just stay in this tight trading range here and close near the midpoint or above the midpoint of the day. However, we sold off here. and instead closed near the open of the week. I was not expecting this. I was expecting the market to close above the midpoint. The rally was too strong. The bulls were strong. They were relentless buying here. There were many consecutive bull bars. The bulls should have been able to close above the midpoint of the day. However, close below here, near the low of the day, near open of the week, makes the bar bearish on the daily chart. So, an interesting day. More important, what do I expect for Monday? Let me get rid of the lines here. So, yeah, look at the daily chart now. The bulls, it did close below its midpoint, but they have a big tail at the bottom of the bar here. The bulls were in a strong bull trend. They had a strong breakout above this swing high, 25th March high, as well as follow through. They wanted the gap to stay open. They have a strong bull micro channel. They had a strong breakout and follow through. However, the gap closed. The high of this is 23,869 and the low of this is 23,847. So the gap closed here. So the bulls are disappointed. The bears, on the other hand, had a bear bar but failed to close the bar near its low. And they have a tail at the bottom of the bar here. The bulls, after this strong bull micro channel, want a second leg up. The bears, on the other hand, after a bear surprise here, want a second leg down. So this is just confusion. And I expect the market to go sideways here. The bulls want a second leg up, the bears want a second leg down. So there is going to be confusion and a sideways movement here. Also, more importantly, the monthly chart is going to, in the next 3 days here, the bulls would want the bull bar, the bar on the monthly chart to close as high as possible. And the bears want the opposite. They want the market to reverse down and close somewhere near the open of the month here. We are more likely going to go sideways here because this is just confusion. However, if the bears do get a follow through on Monday, another bear bar closing on its low, that would indicate that we are going to close somewhere near the open on the monthly chart and make a doji, which takes us somewhere all the way to the open of the month, which is somewhere near 341. So just to summarize, just to simplify it for you, right now, there is a 20% chance that we might strongly break out below the previous day low. And if we do that, if we have a series of bars closing below the previous day low, big bars closing near its low, strong follow throughs, that would confirm that the bears are getting a follow through after the bear surprise. And we are going to fall all the way to the open of the month and make a doji chart on the monthly time frame or a slight gap up near the middle of yesterday's range. Also, if we do that, we open somewhere near the middle of the yesterday's range. And since yesterday's range was a big range day, we might have an inside day on Monday. A sideways day, more likely buyers below and sellers above. Another important possibility is we have a bear trend here, we have a bull breakout, we have a pullback here. If the bulls say open flat or open a slight gap down and make a strong high-low major trend reversal here, and we do break out above this swing high of 23,150 with strong bull bars, it is possible that the market in the next 3 days will close somewhere near the high of the month, which is all the way to 23,360. So just to keep it short, if we open flat, it is more likely going to be an inside day, more likely buyers below, sellers above, sideways day, confusion. If we do break out below the previous day low, if we do open gap down, breakout below, and have strong follow throughs, we might have a sell off all the way to the open of the month. And if we do break out above this swing high and have follow throughs, we will close near the open of the month here. 60% chance we will remain sideways. 20% chance we will break out below and have the sell off all the way down to the open of the month, and 20% chance we will open a slight gap up breakout above this high after making a high low major trend reversal signal here and close near the open of the month. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you all have a good day on Monday. That's it. Thank you.